Hey class, so really quickly I want to go over databases, how to access them, and some of the details once you have accessed them. So you're going to find the databases under our school library again, under databases over here. And the four main databases you want to rely on are Opposing Viewpoints, CQ Researcher, SIRS, and Academic Search Complete. So first I'm just going to open up, so this is alphabetical order. You'll see Academic Search Complete is on the top, but it's not always the best one to start with. So we're going to go to CQ Researcher really quickly here. And you'll notice that when you open CQ Researcher, so first off, if you're not on campus, they're going to make you sign in, as this does. And then once you get here, you'll notice that it already has a lot of things listed, right? So if you want to search for something specific, you can type it in up here, but this is a great database when you don't entirely know what you want to write about yet and you want to browse topics. So you can browse a topic. So we're going to choose education since that is one of the options for Essay 3. And maybe I'm going to click on, bilingual multicultural education, okay? And so then that brings up a bunch of different things, but maybe I just want to keep, maybe I want to click on something specific. So I click on the short report. So once you've clicked on it, you can skim through it. If you're like, this is great, I'm going to use this. You can use the citation feature up here. Notice that you don't want to click on this first one because it's APA. We always want to be using MLA, okay? So you always want to make sure you're choosing MLA and then you can copy and paste it. Make sure you get rid of any gray background highlighting when you copy paste it to your document. While you're looking for sources, you absolutely can email yourself these. I often suggest creating a folder in your email so that then you can just delete that afterwards and you can save it here. You're also able to type in, right, education and opportunity, right? So remember that Boolean method and here, so you can type this in and search and something will come up. And you'll notice a lot of different things come up. They give you a lot of different suggestions on the right-hand side. Maybe you're like, oh, this issue's in higher education. Let's check that out. And you'll notice they break down the reports in CQ Researcher, pros, cons, bibliography, background, etc. So it goes really in depth. They also have issues that are related over here. And so you can see that there are, it kind of organizes it with similar thoughts. But if you're unsure what to choose, this is a great one to look at because it has a lot of options that then break down into sub-options that kind of guide you. So if we go back out to Golden West Library Database, another one that's great to start out with is Opposing Viewpoints. Something to note is that Opposing Viewpoints lists it as Gale Opposing Viewpoints. So when you're citing this, you don't want to cite Gale as your author because that's the database title. So you want to look for either the author of the text, or if there's no author of the text, remember you can use the title of the article you're using, but you don't want to use Gale as your in-text citation. So you'll notice that it just has this simple search bar. Maybe we want to click Advanced Search. And we can type in, you notice it has the Boolean method set up. I leave it on keyword because I feel like that gives me more options. So let's say education and race, right? Maybe we want to look at that. You'll notice that it breaks down different types of articles that you can look at, right? It has academic journals, biographies, audio, etc. So it kind of really organizes it nicely. Maybe we're like, wow, yeah, this first one seems great. I don't know, just choosing one. So you can read through it, see if you like it, and notice it has the citation at the bottom here, and it also has the citation available at the top, but make sure you're choosing MLA 8 again. So the other thing is if you're making a Google Doc to save your documents, you can use get link here, and you'll use this permalink is what it's called, instead of taking the link from the top of the page, and this will bring you directly to your document. But you can also send it to yourself again. The thing that's nice about Opposing Viewpoints is you can highlight in text and keep track of that. So this is Opposing Viewpoints. It has a lot of great options. Again, like CQ Researcher, it lists a bunch of ideas down here. You can browse the issues. You can browse all of the issues, right? And kind of get ideas this way, whereas Academic Search Complete is a little different. So the other one is SIRS. So if you go to SIRS, This one is kind of like CQ Researcher and Opposing Viewpoints, but where it's not as extensive as Academic Search Complete, but it is not exactly the same. So you can see again, it lists a bunch of options, right? And you can choose from that, and this will be very helpful, especially towards Essay 4. And again, it has this basic search bar, or you can click this advanced search option. And, you know, you can choose what you want to click on. Scholarly journals is always great, but if you're not finding things, you can change it up. You could just click all sources, and then again, right, you can click education and maybe socioeconomics, and you can play around with it, and then you could say not race, right? So you could play around with what you want to type in. So it's showing 6 results with that specific type in. The other thing is noticing the publication dates. You want to specify sometimes. You don't want things to be too old. But yeah, so here we could click on one, right? Maybe we're like, oh, we like this one. Excellent. It has a listen option, so you can listen to it being read. And then again at the top, you can save it to the cloud. You can cite it. Make sure you're citing MLA 8, not APA. So you can see that. And the way that you can tell is with APA, right off the bat, they put the date right after the name. You don't want the date right after the name. That's a clear indication that it's APA. MLA, you'll notice it's the name and then the title. And then you can email it to yourself again. And then really briefly, this main one that I wanted to save to the end, Academic Search Complete, this is an extensive one. So this one doesn't list out any ideas or options for you. This one is just, here you go, type in what you want. So you'll notice that it has this basic search bar, or you can click advanced search right off the bat. And when you do that, right, you can say education and race, and that could be an option. The other thing, you can come down here and you can be even more specific with like scholarly journals, all that. But I'm going to just start first by searching. I leave it on that open one, the select a field, because it won't limit it. And you'll notice right off the bat, Academic Search Complete, just typing in education and race, brings up 44,000 documents, which is way too much to reference. So you always want to come down here on this left-hand side on Academic Search Complete and click Full Text. By clicking this, you'll make sure that there are PDFs available. Sometimes if you don't click it, you'll have options listed, but you can't actually access it. So just doing that alone brought it down from 44,000 to 19,000. My next step would be then, because 19,000 you're not going to look at, right, is making sure that they're more relevant. So maybe I want 2005 to 2021, and that already brought it down to 14,000, etc. So opening up the PDF, you can access it, and then you'll notice it looks very different than the other ones. This is your scholarly journals listed, and then it has your toolbar to the right over here where you can click the permalink, right? And this is that permalink I was talking about on the other one. You can email it to yourself right here, and then you can cite it. This little yellow paper, you click it and you can cite it, but notice you have so many options, so make sure you're scrolling down, copy pasting from MLA 8. So as I said before, make sure that you're keeping track which databases you are using, and be sure to keep track what you're typing into each database, so that as you're using our databases, if you come to me with any questions, we can narrow down what maybe you're missing or what you haven't tried yet. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns as you start your research.